Hi guys, thanks so much for watching my video. Today I'm going to show you how to spray tan yourself. Yep, sure am. I get lots of questions about this, how I spray myself, so I decided to make a video for you guys. I'm just pouring in my solution. This is the Sjolie Luxe number 9 medium shade. I'm going to do 2 coats of this. I usually use dark, but this is what I had. And I'm just checking my gun settings and then we're good to go. So first step is to make sure your hair is up, out of the way. You can use a hairnet if you want. Step number 2 is to take your barrier cream and put it anywhere you would normally put barrier cream for a client. So I put it on the back of my heels, tops of my feet. My knees are really dry, so I put a decent amount on my knees because they absorb a lot of color. And I also put some on my elbows and all over my hands. Make sure you get in your wrists so we don't get spray tan hands. Those are terrible. Yeah, I cannot believe I'm in a bikini in this video. What is life? Wow. Okay, next step. Showing you how to hold the gun. You're going to turn it facing you, and then you're going to take your thumb and put your thumb on the trigger, so you're turning your hand upside down. This is going to save you a lot of pain and effort when you start spraying, because if you try and use your pointer finger, you're going to have to turn your hand a lot. So this is just the easiest way to hold it the whole time. Oh my gosh, I'm such a dork. Anyways, moving to the actual spray. So I'm starting at the tops of my legs and moving down in one swift motion, staying about 6 to 8 inches away like I would for any other client. I'm kind of flexible naturally, so if you have to bend your knees while doing this, that's totally fine. Just make sure that you dry the back of your knees before you bend or do anything else, like any other section on your body, just to make sure it's really dry. Going up and down the sides of my legs, same exact thing. I use a bronzing solution so I can see exactly where the color goes. You may not be able to see it as well if you're using a clear solution. I'm bending my knees when I go to the front just to make sure the color gets in my knees and I don't have any knee lines. And then I'm going to turn my leg out completely and get the inside and underneath my thigh. It's easier for me to get my thigh this way than to do it backwards. So just make sure you really rotate your heel all the way forward so you can get underneath your leg. Wow, that's a tan leg. Just make sure that you really dry yourself in between each section too. You want to make sure that you're just staying really nice and dry. And there goes the hose. I'm drying myself off. This takes forever. Okay, showing you how I spray my back. So I start at the middle of my back and I go up and down with my wrist. My wrist does most of the work here. It looks like I'm not getting a lot of coverage, but I promise you I am. Showing you how I do the top of my back. So I actually take the gun and put it over my head, and then again, holding it with my thumb, holding the trigger with my thumb, I kind of spray in little circular motions. I can feel where the spray is going, so I know if I'm getting full coverage or not. So I'm going to hold my arms like this. I cross my arm over and use that front arm to pull my inside arm back so I can really get a little bit more range of motion so I can get my back shoulder blades. If this is troublesome for you, I would try just doing a couple extra coats with your arm behind you or over your head. And I just want to throw this in there too. Don't be afraid to really make sure that you spray yourself really well and get full coverage with your solution. That's a mistake that a lot of people make. Okay, next is my arm. So I'm just starting at the top near my wrist and going all the way down. Don't spray your armpit. The overspray from your abs and your chest will color your armpits, but definitely make sure you coat your arms evenly. And I tend to get really wet in the creases of my elbows, so I'm just going to dry those a little extra to avoid any lines or craziness there. Same thing on the other side, just making sure I see where it's all going. Don't be afraid to turn your arm and then turn it in if you need to get the back side. Sometimes that's a little bit easier for me. And we're drying, and we're drying, and we're drying some more. Moving on. Oh, just kidding, not yet. Now we're moving on. I'm going to do my abdominals that are kind of not there. So I'm starting at my bra line, going down to my hips, and just kind of going up and down. You can see where the color goes. It's pretty simple to do your abs. And then with my chest, I'm taking my dominant hand, using my thumb on the trigger, and just doing lines up and down my chest, using mostly my wrist again to control the gun. When I go to my face, I do 3 sections, one down the middle, one on each side, and then I do an X on my neck, just to make sure that I get full coverage there. And I'll repeat this twice because I like my face to be a little bit darker, and my face fades really fast. So I do my face twice, but I'll save it for the end. And we're just letting it dry. That is the motto. And then we're going in for round 2. So same exact thing. I'm a little messy when it comes to the second application, but whatever. The second coat is really just to make sure you get really full coverage. Now I'm just going to repeat everything all over again, starting with my legs, going up and down. You'll see in a second, I'm going to spray my feet. Don't be afraid to actually spray your feet. I hold the gun about knee level, and I'll do little circular motions just to get the tops of my feet really nice and blended with my legs. Don't overspray them, but spray them a little bit. Don't be scared to spray your feet. And dry yourself some more. Repeating on the arms. Making sure I'm super duper dry. And then repeating on my back, same exact thing, and chest. And I'm doing a little happy dance because I'm tan. Oh my gosh, you guys, we're almost done. So I'm just drying myself extra, and then I'm going to spray my face one more time. And then I'm going to put the finishing touches on. I'm going to hold my hand in a claw shape, and I'm going to spray in circular motions and gently rotate my hand just a little bit. You can feel where the spray is going. So if you feel a spot that didn't get sprayed, don't be afraid to spray it. And then just hold your hand in this claw shape while you dry it, so the color actually dries in your knuckles and it doesn't turn white, so it looks a lot more natural. And we're going to wipe our hands off at the end anyways with a baby wipe and everything. So don't worry about getting it on your palms at this point. You just want to make sure the tops of your hands are nice and blended with the rest of your arm. So I didn't show this part, but at the end of your spray tan, just take a baby wipe and wipe your hands, the palms of your hands really good, your fingernails and the bottoms of your feet, just to get any extra color off. And we're going to step out, and I'm looking in a mirror. Wow, so awkward. But just make sure you got full coverage. Everything looks good. Check out your tan line. And I think that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Good luck with your spray tans.